This review is for the Dynabot Motorized Projector Screen. The label on the remote is, and the instructions is a different manufacturer, but I don't know what that means. Doesn't really matter. This thing is pretty awesome. It's 98 inches across from the housing to the other side. I will show you in a second what the sound sounds like. It's very, very quiet. Doesn't make much noise at all. A little louder going up, but very quiet going down. It has a remote, wired remote on the power cord. This has the same buttons that the remote does, and the remote has a little carrier that you can screw into the wall or something to store that. This could be wired somewhere else off to the side if you wanted to, or you could just hide it and use the remote. The remote works awesome. Same exact buttons on there. It's a up, stop, and down. You can stop it anywhere in the travel, up or down. It does have an 11 3/4 inch black border across the top that will allow you to hide this thing up inside a recess in the ceiling, which is what I plan on doing in another room with this. So it'll hide this entire housing, and that's kind of good because this bottom edge on this housing, you might see it a little better once the screen is down, but it's a little wavy on the bottom. It's just thin sheet metal. I was able to bend those little bends back with my thumb, and you can barely notice them at this point, but it doesn't really matter because most people are going to hide this thing up inside something, and that's what I plan on doing with it, so it doesn't bother me. Overall, the screen diagonal is about 100 inches. It is pretty large, and you'll see how large this thing is. I did a video for this before and tried to submit it. Amazon didn't like it, I think, because I had a video playing. So I'm not going to play a video on this, but I can tell you that it's very sharp, very clear. I have a window off to the side here. It's night right now, but when I did it originally, it was still daylight out, and the picture was still sharp. It was a very dark film movie. So it was still sharp with the light and the window open. It's definitely an awesome screen, and I would say for the price that they're asking for, I think it's around $160 or something like that. I think it's worth $160 for sure. I'm actually going to wind up picking up another one of these for my in-laws. They want to do a little home theater in their house, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the down button. I'll let you listen to it down. I don't even know if you can really hear that, but it's a little slow on the down and up. Not terrible. Would like it to be a little bit faster, but I don't think there's any way of adjusting that. You can adjust the limit switch on the down and the up. So this black border that's going to show up at the top of this thing actually allows you to hide it pretty high up in a recess in the ceiling, and then you can just set the limit switch down so that it stops exactly where you want it. But you can see how tall that black border is. So right now I can just manually raise it up to where I need it and then hit the stop button, and it's stopped right where I need it. It's perfectly flat. There's no wrinkles in it. It does have a heavy new vinyl smell to it. I imagine that after a little while that'll gas out and it won't have that smell anymore. But it's kind of heavy for a new screen, and I believe that whole white part is vinyl, and that's what makes it so easy to clean. It's really an awesome screen for the price. You get some hardware. I have it up on the ceiling right now with 2 hooks that it came with. They also give you 4 of these screws with the drywall insert piece. I guess 2 of them for the screen, and the other 2 maybe for the wired remote, because the holes on the back of this are too small for the screws that they supply here. So if you plan on mounting this, you just need 2 screws. They leave you plenty of room in there. There's like a groove, so you can put even just a pan head would be fine. The instructions are pretty good. They lay out how to mount the thing, how it's wired. You know, they tell you how to set the limit switches on it, which is awesome. You can get it up inside a cavity in the ceiling and put it way up in there to where it won't be seen when it's up. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. I think this thing is one of the best things I've picked up off of Amazon in quite a while. It is really, really nice, and is going to be awesome in my little theater. So, hope this helps. Thank you.